استحلفتكم بالله الذي لا إله.
A Russian YouTuber named Phantom claims to have encountered a ghost in an abandoned house shrouded in many terrible and mysterious legends. Hoping to uncover more about its past, he examines a weathered sign, but the only detail he can make out is the year 1910. Inside, on the cold rock floor, he discovers unlit candles scattered in a circle. An uneasy feeling washes over him, and he quickly decides not to linger. Whoever placed them might return. While he doubts the legends, he suspects the candles were arranged to frighten paranormal explorers like himself. Determined to prove the stories false, he returns later that night. But as he creeps toward the house, his blood runs cold. The candles are now burning, and his nightmare is just beginning.
Sketchy. That's interesting. You know what I mean? Luister the way it is.
Standing in the center of the circle is a tall, cloaked figure, deeply engrossed in what appears to be a dark meditation, oblivious to Phantom's presence at the window. A chill of pure terror grips him. In that moment, capturing paranormal evidence is the last thing on his mind. He bolts into the woods, his only thought survival. The air has turned ice cold, the forest closing in around him. Hiding behind a tree, he keeps his light on, knowing he's being followed but too afraid to sit in darkness. Then, in an instant, the figure is upon him, moving without taking a single step. As it draws closer, Phantom catches a glimpse of the twisted smirk beneath its hood. I doubt the video is real. The way his equipment glitches looks like a filter effect. But if it was real, I have no idea how he managed to survive. A possible ghost sighting in the Indian town of Kile has left construction workers questioning what they witnessed late at night. They reported seeing a shadowy figure roaming the site, its presence unsettling in the darkness. As they discuss the eerie sighting, an ear-piercing scream suddenly cuts through the noise of their equipment, sending chills down their spines. The uploader insists the footage is genuine, claiming it was recorded by a sister's friend at 2:30 a.m. While its authenticity remains uncertain, one thing is clear: if I lived there, I wouldn't risk wandering around in the dead of night to find out. This eerie video comes from a YouTube account known as Swatch Me Now, and has been unsettling viewers ever since its release. The footage was captured in the dead of night at an undisclosed outdoor location, surrounded by tall grass and dense bushes. Though the exact setting remains a mystery, what was caught on camera is even more baffling. A bizarre, almost otherworldly creature can be seen roaming the area. At first, it appears indifferent to the fact that it's being filmed, moving in an oddly unsettling manner. However, that changes dramatically near the end of the video. Without warning, the creature suddenly turns its attention toward the cameraman and charges straight at him. Panic sets in, and the person behind the lens bolts, fleeing for their life. To this day, no one knows for certain what this entity was or why it was lurking there so late at night. Could it be an undiscovered species, an elaborate hoax, or something far more sinister? What do you think? A famous Malaysian YouTuber captured terrifying moments on a live stream, leaving his followers in shock. What started as a normal night with roommates turned into a test of bravery as they dared each other to explore their supposedly haunted house in the dark. The first 2 rooms were uneventful, but just when they thought it was all a joke, the camera caught something chilling. In the corner of a room stood a silent figure, a spirit from Malaysian folklore. Frozen with fear, they ran. Seeing one in their own home? That's a nightmare they won't forget. In the corner of the room stands a silent spirit, known in Malaysian folklore as a pokong. A sighting of this ghost is often seen as a desperate cry for help. According to legend, the spirit remains trapped in its burial shroud, unable to move on unless someone unties it within 40 days. Knowing this, it's no surprise the YouTuber chose to flee rather than approach. The thought of unbinding such a spirit and coming face to face with what lies beneath is beyond terrifying. Encountering one in your own home, knowing its restless presence lingers nearby, is an experience that would haunt anyone forever. Have you ever played hide and seek with a ghost? Posted in April 2020, this chilling footage proves one thing: you can run, but you definitely can't hide. Under the cover of night, a lone investigator enters a long abandoned office building, its darkened hallways strewn with debris and overturned chairs. As he cautiously makes his way through the desolate space, an eerie sensation washes over him. It feels like he is not alone. He calls out into the emptiness, hoping for a response, but only silence greets him. Determined to explore further, he scans the hallways and carefully peeks around corners before deciding to head upstairs. As he reaches the second floor, something unsettling catches his eye: a ceiling fan spinning ominously, despite the building having no electricity. The sight sends a shiver down his spine. But he presses forward, once again sensing the unseen force lurking within. With hesitant steps, he ascends the last few stairs, turning into yet another abandoned hallway. He exhales in relief upon finding it empty. As he moves through the corridor, the floor beneath him littered with scattered paper. A sudden clicking sound disrupts the silence. Startled, he swiftly kicks open the door of a nearby room, scanning every corner and even peering behind the door. But there's nothing there. He rushes to the opposite room, repeating the process only to find more empty space. Yet, an overwhelming feeling of unease lingers. He glances back and forth down the hallway, his paranoia mounting with each passing second. Then, just as he turns another corner, terror strikes. An office chair glides eerily across the floor behind him, seemingly propelled by an invisible force. He whirls around, eyes wide with shock. Refusing to let fear control him, he kicks the chair away, as if daring whatever is haunting the space to reveal itself. But moments later, to his horror, the chair begins to move again on its own. The disturbances escalate rapidly. Echoing bangs and unidentifiable noises seem to come from all directions, surrounding him. His heartbeat pounds in his ears as he continues forward. Suddenly, as he passes one of the rooms, the door slams violently shut right beside him. Heart racing, he forces himself to investigate.
Bismillah, Allahu Akbar.
Panic grips him, and he bolts for the exit, desperate to escape. But just as he reaches the stairwell, an ear-splitting screech pierces the air, like heavy furniture being dragged across the floor.
استحلفتكم بالله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة.
The noise doesn't fade, it persists, stretching on and on, as if something unseen is relentlessly pursuing him. By the end of the footage, one thing is crystal clear: this haunted building is not for the faint of heart. Two friends stumble upon a deserted building, only to come face to face with something truly terrifying.
走。我操，那啥呀？看不清了，看手机里。没啥玩意儿了，还有个黑影。我操！我操！操你！没有看错。 操！
Two friends stumble upon a deserted building, only to come face to face with something truly terrifying.
啊！我操！啊！过去看一眼，走。走，慢慢过去看看。不行就慢慢走。我操！没了呢。